from the backwoods, thought I never would find my way. Sweet girl, straight from downtown, where I was just another face. They said that we should steer clear of each other. Matches and gasoline, nothing but trouble. Said we'd never make it, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. Southbound for the border, somewhere no one knows our names. But I know when I hold you, I'ma love you till the grave.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Bros and Brews. I know we've only been gone 11 months, not that long. But we're back. We are back. Once again, I am Harry Onesian, if you forgot who I was. So I figured I'd
Hard
remind
guy
you.
to forget, Harry.
And then we got my partner on the other side, Mr. Arabezel.
What up, everybody?
And we have one of our favorite guests, three-timer, if not four-timer. Are you four-timer or three-timer?
Bro, I'm an all-timer.
She's an all-timer. We got to get her a frequent visitor card.
This
yes.
is my third time.
Third time.
Technically, yeah.
Okay, you know what? I can hear us on here. I need to
No,
turn
you
the
don't.
volume
It was
down.
on me.
Oh, is that you?
I think so. Nope, that's you.
Is that me or you?
I still hear it.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too. Sorry, guys. You know, we haven't been around in a while, so
Oh, is it me?
it's one of us. I mean, somebody's volume is up.
I just turned it down.
I just turned mine off
All right, there we
completely.
go.
There we go. Sorry about that.
You guys are getting backstage.
All right. And for those of you that are watching us live, thank you, bro. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Shout out to all three of you.
Yeah.
Are we at 3 hours? I thought we were
we're-
only at 2.
We bored someone already. They didn't even give us a chance.
What the hell, dude? Someone's already liked it, and we've got 3 viewers. Hey, guys.
I liked it.
Oh,
I was the first.
Don't give it away.
Why not?
I don't know.
And probably the two of them watching, one of them is me.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
probably. Anyway, let's.
That's how we boost our numbers.
Yeah. Why not? You know, that's how we get the algorithm to
Started from the bottom.
share the video. So let's do this, people. If you're watching us, we appreciate you. So can you just share this stream and let's see if we can get other people to come in and watch it live. And if they don't watch it live right now, that's fine. I mean, we're going to boost the video. We're going to put it on Instagram and all those other places and try to get people to come in and watch it afterwards. But anyway, thank you for being here, Nar.
Yep. Thanks
Oh
for
my
being here,
God.
Nar.
First of all, my pleasure. You guys are also my favorite guys to talk to.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers to that.
Cheers
Yeah.
to that.
We got I'm actually drinking a beer, guys. First time on the show, I'm drinking a beer. So why not?
Dude.
I normally drink hard liquor because, you know.
About time season 1, you were drinking nothing but scotch.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I
called Brews and
downgraded.
Scotch, Harry.
I downgraded now. I'm doing beer. It's fine.
We're trying to keep it civil, so one beer.
One,
Basil, on the other hand, is like
one beer at a
cup.
time.
Okay, so look, this is three bottles in 1 cup. So when people ask me how much I've had to drink, I just say 1 glass.
I know.
That's it. It's all
Smart.
numbers. It's all perspective.
Hey, we already
down
have
for it.
someone commenting, and we got another guy liking. This is pretty cool. All right, we got
Where you
people in
guys
here.
been? Life happens to get in the way, Sam. Thanks for tuning in, bro.
That one guy who left in the beginning, you're missing out.
He'll come back. He went to bring friends. So tonight, what we're going to do is we prepared 11 months for this show. So we have a really
Fist bump.
strong, a strict program
Agenda.
of what we're going to discuss.
Lots to talk about.
Lots
Yeah.
and lots.
I got ChatGPT to do an outline and everything, so.
I mean, seriously, guys, we haven't prepared anything. We just, Nar hit me up and was like, are you guys doing a show? I'm like, oh, you know what? We should. We haven't done one in a long time.
You guys want to hear a funny story about ChatGPT?
Why not? We have
Obviously.
time.
Yeah.
All right.
We have time.
We don't have an agenda.
So starting a new business, and I need to create end user license agreements. And every lawyer I talk to is minimum $5,000 to $10,000 bucks. So I said, "Fuck it, let me go on ChatGPT."
Yeah.
I put the parameters in. The fucking AI creates 2 end user license agreements in like 10 seconds. And I cleaned it up a little bit, and I sent it to a lawyer buddy of mine. And I'm like, hey, look, it's already been done. Can you just clean it up a little? He calls me back and goes, who the fuck wrote this?
That's so good.
I go, AI did? He goes, holy shit. I go, yeah, holy shit, you're out of a fucking job soon.
Seriously,
Oh my
speaking of that,
God.
just this morning I saw something that made the hairs on my hands, on my arms stand. Okay, so
The little Harrys.
yeah, like the hairs. Look, they're standing again. Just me thinking about it. I'm getting the freaking goosebumps and the hairs are standing up. Okay, so here's what's happening, guys. Pretty soon, there are no jobs that are going to be available. There are going to be no jobs because AI is going to do everything, and I'll tell you why.
Mr. Doom and Gloom.
It's not about doom and gloom. It's about where the direction of the world is going these days. So I saw Dominic Toretto, freaking Vin Diesel, in a clip on Instagram.
Yes,
that
I'm
was
well
He
aware
says
who
his
Dominic
character
Toretto is.
name.
Yeah.
Oh, like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's why I
okay.
said that. Because it has to do with Dominic Toretto.
Oh, okay.
It could be Vin Diesel from another movie. No, it's with Dominic Toretto. Actually, he needs to, the way he's looking today, he needs to fast furiously. He's like, he's got a bigger belly than I do. Anyway.
He practiced that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you practiced that. You practiced that in the mirror before you came here, and you failed
He needs
miserably
to-
on the delivery.
So they're making
Why are we clowning him?
the last Fast and Furious. They're bringing
Okay.
it back to LA because he wants to.
See, now what I would have said is Dom needs to star in Feast and Furious because he's fat. You know?
I like this fastly.
No,
Furious
he's
or
got to furiously fast.
Yeah.
That's what he's got to do. But that would have been a better line, furiously fast,
Yeah.
not fast furiously. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So they're making the last one, which is going to come out in 2027.
and Brian's gonna be in it.
Yes,
Who's Brian? Cranston?
Paul Walker that died 10 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. No, but the character Brian.
But Paul Walker
Yeah.
is
Well, that's
going to
not
be
what
in
he
it.
said. He just said Dom has to be reunited
With Brian. You know how they're going to do it? I haven't researched it.
Hold on.
I know what they're gonna do.
Why do you already assume they're going to digitally put Paul Walker back in the film?
On Cody Walker's face. That's
No,
what they're doing.
They could easily kill Dom off so he joins Brian. But devil's advocate, Brian technically doesn't die in the Fast and
No, he
Furious
doesn't. I
movie
know,
verse,
but
right?
I mean, they like wrote him off into the sunset.
Yeah, he's enjoying barbecues
Brazil.
at his family
Yeah.
house and shit. You know, I get it.
He's in Brazil. But anyway, they're going to bring him back, and they're going to have Cody Walker, his brother, play the part, and they're just going to do his face. They're going to digitally, AI his face.
Okay,
Paul
honestly,
Walker's face.
let this man die and rest in
Honestly.
peace, bro. Enough's enough.
Well,
Like,
they
this
want
is
to.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I
what about
understand.
the franchise?
Yeah, I understand. I
Screw
understand what they're
franchise.
doing.
The franchise went
Just-
bye-bye after Tokyo
Well,
Drift.
the whole thing is he wants to bring it back to the first one, and the first one was just him and Brian in the
Look,
streets of LA.
I think we
So
lost
that's what he's
sight
trying to
of
do.
what made Fast and Furious movie amazing.
Well,
to
that's
the
what
car
he's trying to
culture.
do. He's trying to bring it back to the streets.
It was street racing
Yes.
and hoodlums. That's
Yes.
exactly what it was. The FBI gets involved.
Yeah.
The Rock gets
They're-
involved.
Bro, forget that. They went into space. You forget about that one. They were in
I
space.
stopped watching after the third one. Honestly, I have no idea what you
Look,
guys are
the
talking
third
about.
one is one of my favorites because
Yeah.
I love the Tokyo Drift culture and I really enjoyed it. And what made it more enjoyable to me is
Bow
Vin
wow.
Diesel only has 20 seconds of
at the
screen
end.
time at the end. I was
He
so
hates
fed
Vin
up with that
Diesel.
guy. I was
hates Vin
we're
Diesel.
family. Shut up, bro. Like, enough's enough.
Listen,
dude.
as much as I'm saying all this, I still want to see it because I want to see how they're going to pull it off.
Look, the reason why Tokyo Drift was awesome is because it showed Han. Okay, and
Yeah.
Han is one of my favorite characters.
Han came back.
He comes back because they're all over the place.
But it's not AI, is it?
No,
Han, he never died in real life. He just died on the movie.
He
but-
died in Tokyo Drift, but the Fast and Furious movies were like before that and
yeah.
shit.
So
It's so
he- yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
I'm over it. I'm sorry. I'm over it. I was a huge fan of the franchise because I love
The
cars.
only
I
reason
think
this
you guys
comes.
are forgetting that we were like younger when it came out, and
Well,
now we're like older.
Okay,
and we're
no,
like,
all right. Look, I'm 49.
Over it,
I'm
yeah.
still driving a manual sports car. I'll never get.
I'm
get
driving
old.
a 6.2 500 horsepower Camaro.
You're talking to two gearheads here. I mean,
okay, all right. Well, no, I'm talking about us getting older and our perspectives changing, and that's why we, you
no,
know,
a sucky movie is still a sucky movie, even if you're 20 or 30 or
Yeah,
40.
but
I guess.
the thing is, the movie franchise is not sucky. A couple of the movies are pretty bad, but I mean,
Yeah.
everything. Like, I mean, 1, 2. You like Tokyo Drift? I could take it or leave
You
it.
gotta love the
I
drifting
take it or leave
culture.
it. Yeah. But
you
I
gotta love
actually don't like one. That's one of the least ones that I like. I like the one with when John Cena first gets introduced, even though Brian's not in that one. That's a good one. So anyway,
I think your
I
point
don't know
was
why
that
we're talking
AI
about Fast and Furious so much. The whole point was AI and
Bros and Brews.
how it's gonna take over. So yeah,
I think AI is amazing. Okay, I used to be the one that was against it. And by the way, ChatGPT, when I first heard about it a few years ago, I was completely anti it because I'm a creative.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what the hell? I got kind of defensive because now my creativity is being challenged by something that can produce way faster than I can ever produce. But what I didn't realize then that I do now is that I'm the creative. This thing is mirroring me.
yeah,
And-
you're giving
tool.
it directions,
Yeah.
you're giving it instructions, but at the same time,
till
I
it
mean,
starts
wait till
thinking-
that's where
Wait
it's
till it starts
going,
thinking
yeah.
on its own.
Then you have to evolve too. Sorry.
Okay,
You have to evolve too.
How are you going to evolve into a point where Skynet isn't going to kill
So,
you?
so that's my
Or
whole point.
unalive you. You can't even say that word on YouTube anymore.
Do
No,
any
listen.
of these geeks that created AI, have they ever watched any 80s sci-fi movie
I
ever
guess
made?
not. I guess not.
That's
it
what I
never
thought
ends
too.
well. It never ends
Doesn't
well.
sound well.
But that's
I
what
mean-
I thought too.
Yeah.
Let me explain this real quick. I used to think I was Sarah Connor, you guys. I literally embodied that. And this was in 2015. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, everyone pick a character. I'm Sarah Connor because
Sure.
the shit's coming,
Yeah.
you know? And so you got to know what to do. And I knew that we had to battle AI, period.
Yeah.
And now that I look at it, the only reason why we have to battle AI is because of the many RETARDS in this world who are feeding AI their stupidity.
Yeah.
And AI is recognizing humanity as a waste, as wasteland. If you feed AI what you are, you're developing as a person, you're learning more things, you're becoming more advanced as a being as well.
Yep.
If you learn and you teach it and you feed AI what you are,
Yep.
that's what it's going to reflect. And if humanity turns into shit, it's only because we are shit today. And the AI is only reflecting it. So I've decided to be the Sarah Connor 2.0 revised version.
Okay.
I'm going to give hope to AI for humanity. I'm going to be the beacon of light for AI to find it in its little electronic heart to not kill us off because, hey, there's these people out here that exist and there's hope
All
for
right.
humanity.
Okay.
So
The only thing is, I would maybe push a little back on that, considering that the creators of AI or the people that implemented it, and one of the biggest ones, obviously, is Elon, themselves are saying that it's not going to end well.
yeah, because humanity is messed up.
It's like, hey, I just bought a gun. I don't know how to shoot it, and I got 2 5-year-olds in the house. What do you think's going to happen?
Exactly.
But what is you guys' alternative? You guys going to just sit there and watch it burn, or are you going to implement some sort of counter to that?
Well,
the
the
thing
cat's
is,
out of the bag now,
It
right?
is. You can't. No, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
I mean,
but still,
I'm going to live.
Well, here's the thing. I don't even think I don't think it's that close to where we have to worry about our existence. But I would say probably the next generation has to.
if
I
we
don't
make
think
it
we
that
ever
far.
have to.
But I know where you're getting with what you're saying. But I think I know where you're going with what you're saying. But
Tell me.
I'm talking about on this plane, on this earthly plane.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Me
You don't
too.
think you'd have to worry.
I don't think so because
Okay.
there's way less people using AI than we think there
Yeah, but
are.
it's not the people. That's my point.
But-
The point is AI is going to be so intelligent that it's going to recognize that we are useless. And we're not needed. We're not necessary.
Well, it could go both ways, right? We can actually use
can't.
AI.
Oh,
Why
no,
not?
we will. I think it's going to do extraordinary things in the beginning. I think it'll get to a point where it could revive people. I think it could get
Dude,
to that point.
Forget reviving people. It can be
I'm talking
a
cyborg.
vessel for immortality.
That's
what
what
is
I'm
it
talking
right
about,
now, you
cyborg,
guys?
yeah.
What is it right now?
Right now, it's just code.
Yeah,
it's just
and-
code that just feeds off what your intel is,
And it's just
that's all it is.
it's a tool that gathers information that's already out there.
Exactly.
And just brings it all together, and then it gives you the proper answer to whatever questions you have, and I mean it feeds off of what is already existing.
It's like a perfect librarian.
Basically.
Yes,
But
but
it's
I
a
mean,
perfect librarian, doctor, lawyer,
Yeah.
engineer, architect. Dude, you can go to ChatGPT Doctor and show a picture of something like, hey, does this look normal? No, it looks like this.
Yeah.
And it's 90% accurate.
right,
So
right.
pretty scary. There was a report online I was reading the other day. A girl who was in England, and England's healthcare system is a lot worse than ours because it's socialist. So she can't go see a doctor, and she went online and she said, "What about this bump? Basically, ChatGPT said you get to go see a doctor. This might be a blah 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 blah."
Sure.
And it was right. And she went to 2 doctors. They discounted her. They said, "No, it's not that." And then she called her cousin in the States, and he goes, "Send me your MRIs and your CAT scans." And she flew out to America to get a surgery.
Amazing.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's basically
So the doctor couldn't figure it out?
2 doctors couldn't figure it out.
Wow.
When
but
we
I mean, the
so
doctor
imagine.
has same access to whatever AI has. But I mean, obviously, AI has a more massive scope of it could gather.
Yeah, of course.
So I guess it makes sense.
We went to the vet before our dog died. He got sick, and we took him to the vet. I was giving them the symptoms. I'm doing the research at home before we take our dog in for an arm and a leg.
Sure.
By the way, F these vets. They are
They're
scoundrels.
big-time scam artists.
Scam artists. Anyway, long story short, I told the vet what I found out on ChatGPT, and these mofos put it in our file that we are ChatGPT clients.
Oh my God.
We went the next day to take our dog back, and then they're like, "Oh, are you guys still using ChatGPT to diagnose your dog?" Like, yeah, bro, it's my dog. Like, what do you want me to do? Come in here and rely on you?
Dude, that
yeah,
reminds me
they
of?
want you to go in there so they
Bro,
can scam you.
that
more.
reminds me of that Seinfeld episode where Elaine was just talking trash at a doctor, and she just gets it writ up in her file of every doctor she went to the point she's getting blacklisted. Nora's gonna get blacklisted from every vet in California.
I swear to God, I would open up a vet clinic in a heart. If you want to open up a business, get a vet clinic because you will.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
bro.
look, all that machinery isn't cheap. They lease it out, and there's no insurance for it. And if there is pet insurance, it never covers all this fucking shit. And they charge an arm and a leg, and they're all in it together. It's a collusion.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you want to make money? Undercut every veterinarian in the greater Tri-City area. Can I say Tri-City
what
on the
I'm
West
saying.
Coast? I can't, right?
Listen, how much do they
Nearest
rent
city
it
is 200
for?
miles away. Huh?
How much do they rent the equipment for? Where
I don't know that.
they go to school for a long time. I was like, hey, how hard can it be to be a vet? Apparently, you got to go 8 years to school, man.
Davos saying they charged you guys to have AI read the X-ray results.
And then they charged us to have AI read back to us their results.
Why are they charging for their own results?
But they told us that we're the AI couple, and meanwhile they're using AI too. So I guess they just don't want to.
No, they got pissed that you're using
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
They're the only ones that can use it.
But
I get it.
vets have to study more than humans, doctors, because they're treating different animals. So yeah. It's like, okay, the doctor treats humans. It's only one creature.
Yeah.
But everybody else, the vet. So
Yeah.
they got to study a lot.
Bro.
So anyway, getting off that subject because it's kind of disturbing what these vets are doing. Anyway, Nar has a new book we want to talk about.
Yes, let's talk about the new book.
Did you bring it with you or?
I have to order my copies.
Oh, okay.
I haven't
Okay.
ordered them.
I was gonna hold it up and
Yeah.
do all the whole. It's all
You
right.
can check for it on Amazon. It's called Before You Die, Read This. But I'm going to order and I'll give you guys a copy for sure.
Sounds good.
Before You Die, Read This. It's a kingdom guide to your purpose without the excuses.
Okay. And what is it about?
Well, I thought it was pretty self-explanatory.
We get that. We get that. Like, can you give us?
Of course.
You know.
So, precursor, I was an atheist, and now I'm a believer, and I feel like I'm one of, God's strong believers, because I have zero problem talking about Jesus. I have zero problem putting him in front of my life, and everything I do, therefore, has to reflect him.
Sure.
So the book that I wrote is directly taken from passages from the Bible and my perspectives on life and lessons on life through learning the Word. Mm-hmm. And I felt like it was a really good opportunity for people who aren't familiar with the Word, who might be atheists like I was. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't know how to dive into the Bible immediately, especially if you're coming from like the abyss, So it's nice to have some sort of introduction to the Bible, and
Sure.
that's why I was able
Yeah.
to like write the passages and it's like 10 principles in life that I abide by. And of course, everyone has different principles, but I found biblical scripture to support these principles as well. And there's plenty of principles that are in the Bible, and literally it's like a life manual.
Yeah.
It's a life manual, and all you need is someone to introduce it to you. I read the Bible every day. I'm planning on reading the Bible every day for as long as I live, over and over again,
Sure.
like in a loop, because this is something that is going to benefit you in your life.
Yeah.
It's going to benefit you personally, financially, in every way, because now you have your faith in something more than who you are. You know,
When you're a child reading the Bible in Christian school, it tends to be boring. I found that I used the Star Wars approach when I was younger. And no, I'm serious. It worked for me because I started with Revelations and I worked my way
okay.
backwards.
Yeah.
And it was a lot more interesting as a child reading Revelations. Like, holy shit, the
it's
rapture.
crazy.
You know?
When you say child, I mean, I'm thinking early
8,
adolescence.
9,
No,
10.
I'm 11, 12, 13, all the way maybe to 14. Revelations used to be the most read
Scared
chapter
the shit out of me.
by anyone in that age range. We always used to read that. I don't know why. It was like the most adventurous. It had the fear factor. It had like, the king coming back. It was more like a movie type of
Yeah,
thing,
dude.
The rest of the Bible, like you said, was just
Boring. I mean,
slow.
when you're 8, 9, 10 years old,
Yeah.
it's boring to read. It's like there's a guy in the desert, he's helping people, and then his friends betray him. But when you get the Revelations as a child, it scares you, it hooks you. It's like watching an 80s movie or a horror
Right,
movie,
right.
and then you work your way down. You're like, oh, once you read everything, you get the whole gist
then-
of
but
it.
then when you get older, you're like, oh, wait a minute, the friends betraying the guy in the desert
Yeah.
seems more realistic than.
Basically.
Of course,
Basically.
but then when you get into your late teens and early 20s, the Left Behind movie series comes along, and you're like, okay, back to Revelations.
Yeah.
It's all about Revelations. It's about how like what do you call it, the rapture. It's all about the rapture and who's going to be left here and who's going to be taken up. And that I don't know if you're familiar with this. You may be familiar with it now. There's 3 thoughts of how the rapture is going to take place.
I would love to hear this.
Pre-tribulation, mid-tribulation, post-tribulation. Do you know what tribulation is?
Yeah.
Culmination.
No, tribulation is when the Antichrist is going to show himself, and this world is going for a period of 3.5 years, 7 years. The first 3.5 years, it's going to be peace on earth, okay? Because this guy's going to do everything. Like he's going to take care of all the wars, hunger, everything. And then the last 3.5 years, it's going to be hell on earth. So there's a lot of people that think that those believers, when I say people, I mean theologians. I mean like people that have studied. And there's like a full-on debate in the whole like Christian community. We're talking about like people that are, have got their doctorates in like theology, from seminaries and stuff. These people, some of them think that those believers will be taken up before the tribulation happens.
Okay.
Then there are some that believe mid-tribulation, which means like you'll see the first 3.5 years. And then there are some that think you're going to be here the entire 7 years, and we're going to go through the hell like with everyone else. But
I already said I'm going to be here for like the whole 7 years. My mic went out, I think.
I think so. That's
Yeah.
odd.
It came back.
It's back.
I already said I'm
Yeah.
going to be here. I need to fight.
Why would you want to be here if there's a chance you don't have to be?
Of course. But that's not up to me now, is it?
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying.
So the question is, who's going to be the Antichrist? And
That's-
where is he going to come from?
We don't know that, man. If we knew that.
Does it matter, you guys? And it's going to come from everywhere. This is not just one being, by the way. This
Well,
is Antichrist
again,
everywhere.
They called Hitler the second
No.
Antichrist.
That's another debate.
Napoleon was the first.
There are some people that, like you, think that it's not one person, but the overwhelming consensus among the Christian community is it is going to be one person.
If you believe Nostradamus, he said the third Antichrist will be coming from the desert,
I don't
wearing a blue turban. That's what he foresaw.
Well, the Battle of Megiddo is in.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Is
Hey,
in,
man, he called Hitler.
is in where modern day Israel, historical Palestine.
Just say it.
Guys,
Yes,
let's not
that's where it's gonna
forget,
be.
this guy nailed Hitler back in the 18th century in France. He called him Hister in his quatrains.
Yeah, he called him Hister. Yeah.
Come on,
Well,
that's pretty damn close.
Listen,
I'm starting to think that Hitler was a plant too.
here's what I think about Nostradamus. We've never even discussed this, but this is what I think about Nostradamus. I think he's either an angel of God or a demon from hell.
Probably.
It's one or the other. There's nothing else he could be.
Well, he was a soothsayer.
I'll tell you why. Because an
Soothsayer
angel...
means liar.
No, sorry. Clairvoyant.
Clairvoyant,
That's
yeah.
what it is. Clairvoyant.
That's the word you're looking for. But an angel will bring you good news. But then a demon will have the foreknowledge because of evil things that are going to happen down the road. So he's got to be one or the other.
Angels came to Joseph. Angels came to Mary. Angels came to all of them.
Good news.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's
but they foresaw the thing that was going to happen.
That's why I said.
Well, not foresaw, but they.
They predicted it.
No, they actually delivered a message. They didn't predict anything.
God gave them a message, and they became, which means that is given to them by God, which means if he's an angel from heaven, God could give him the same message, and he can pass it on to us. That's why I'm saying he's either a demon or an angel. He cannot be anything else. He cannot be a human being that's going to, because we don't have a
psychic that was clairvoyant here.
We don't.
But psychics
are demons.
Demons, yeah. Psychics are considered demons.
That's my point.
Well, because you're not supposed to go to someone that's going to forecast your life, because what ends up happening is they put the thought in your head about what's going to happen,
and you can manifest
it.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you guys a story. I have a lot of stories, but I'm going to say one of them. My mom was a child.
It went out.
Mike went out there.
Oh, sorry.
Hello? Okay, so this is in Bulgaria, probably in 1961, 62. So a couple of her friends went to see a gypsy, okay, for fortune telling. So the two girls sit there, and the gypsy reads their fortune. And the third one sits down, the gypsy's face turns white. She goes, I can't read your fortune. And she goes, why not? She goes, I can't read the fortune of a dead person. Okay? So she laughed at her, right? She goes, stupid gypsy, get out of here, this, that. On the way back into their town, she got mauled over by a train.
Oh my God. What was she walking?
Yeah, they're walking. It's 1960 Bulgaria, in a communist country. Nobody had cars.
She didn't hear it coming?
I have no idea what happened. She got killed.
I think
she got killed.
I remember you telling me this once.
Crazy.
I don't know. It came up. Somehow this came up once. This is not a new story. I remember hearing.
Yeah,
that
man.
from
I'm telling you. I have a lot. My aunts were psychic. I mean, there's a lot of shit that went down in my family. I don't want to get into it on the thing because we can talk for hours about psychics. But when I heard that story, look, let me tell you something. My aunt would always open fal. You know what fal is?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Iranians open fortune tellers with cards, playing cards.
Solitaire base.
Yeah, it's like
boss guy?
yeah.
No
my dad,
way.
yeah, my mom from my dad's side.
Yeah.
So
He's a mutt.
ever since I was a kid,
Armenian mutt.
she would always read it up until I was probably 30 years old. And I would always take potential girlfriends to her. Right? And say, oh, she'll read your fortune. And then on the side, just like, this isn't the one. This isn't the one. This isn't the one. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
That's a lot funny.
After 30 years old, when I'm getting closer to the end buzzer, I never wanted to read my fortune again. I'm done.
Yeah,
At 45, I don't want to know shit anymore.
You don't want to.
I'm done.
Why would you want to know about it?
Did she read your wife's or like that was?
No, she never read Angie's. She never read Angie's. But there was a story when
But that was the whole point. She had to do that so that way you can get to Angie.
Sure, of course, exactly. But there was another story she told me. This is 1970. They were looking for a house before my cousin was born, and they live in Orange County, so they used to anyway. And she found a house in Garden Grove she really loved. And beautiful house, 2-story, typical Orange County house. She walks in, she goes, I'm taking this house. And the real estate agent's like, we want to see the backyard. She goes, I don't need to. I'm going to take this house. So the agent forces her to go to the backyard. My aunt literally fell on her knees, felt depressed, kind of like how Obi-Wan had to sit down after Alderaan was destroyed.
Oh, yeah, man.
And the agent goes, What's wrong? Are you okay? She goes, I can't buy this house. And then she goes, why can't you? She goes, a child drowned in this pool. Oh. She goes, how did you know that? That was 25 years ago.
I pushed her.
The way my aunt said the story, she goes, I felt the child, I heard it. I felt the pain. So that was it. And then the other story I still trip out on, I was, how old was I? 24, 25 years old. I was out riding my motorcycle by myself, not with my friends, on Sunset. and I get into a car accident. The DWP cuts me off. I smack him. I'm in the hospital. My parents have no clue where the fuck I am.
That would be a motorcycle accident.
Right. And she calls it. The accident happened at 2:01. She calls my house at 2:05 in the morning, and she tells her brother, Art, where's Aura? Something bad happened to him. And he goes, Ani, go to sleep. He's fine. He's with friends. She goes, I'm really worried. Call me when you hear something. I get home at 4 o'clock in the morning. He tells me, he goes, your aunt called me. She knew you got into an accident. I'm like, holy fuck. So
What you didn't know was she was in that car.
yeah, no, dude. I'm telling you, man, there's shit out there you cannot explain. There's shit you cannot explain, dude.
It's connection. Yeah, for sure.
That's all it is.
We're all wired to the grid.
Well, they take us off that grid by poisoning us with fluoride, by doing all this other shit that close your third eye. Calcification, all that stuff. They want us to not tap into our spiritual side, and that's the huge problem with this world now.
Right.
I'll tell you this much: ever since I was a kid, I didn't drink water. Like when I say I didn't drink water, like not the suggested amount of water.
I still don't.
Yeah.
I
still don't.
Yeah.
I still don't. And I'm not dehydrated either. My organs are fine.
Yeah.
But what I do drink is tea.
Yeah.
So I boil all the water.
Yep.
And I feel like that had a lot to do with my not being calcified, along with not watching the news, along with reading books, along with like having an open mind and being confident enough to discuss it despite people's disagreement.
Right.
So that's the thing. Those are the recipes that calcify your mind when you're not aware, like the drinking the water, the not being able to talk because you're scared about things that you're gonna say.
Yep.
It's all fear mongering and it's mass formation psychosis. So
yeah, that's true.
Off topic, Baze, do you realize, I just thought of this, this is her third time here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 more away from the yellow jacket.
That's right.
Yeah, 5-timer.
That's right, 5-timer. Yeah, 5-time club.
Bro, literally next week and the week after, I can like come here on a Tuesday. Where's my jacket?
Old SNL catch.
That's an SNL flashback.
I got it.
Yeah, I knew you'd get it. That's why I said it. I don't know if any of the watchers got it or the people that are watching it.
Steve Martin was the best in a smoking jacket and a yellow jacket sitting on the park.
Paul Simon, Steve Martin, Tom Hanks. Yeah.
Steve Martin was a great actor. I feel like the actors of today are
suck.
Trash. The actors of yesterday probably were, they weren't.
I'll tell you why.
As trashy.
I'll tell you why. The last 20 years, Hollywood has shifted. Okay, social media has ruined everything in society, including Hollywood, because in the old days, you get an agent if you had talent.
Yeah.
If you were funny, you'd get an agent, you get on TV and films. Nowadays, agents look for the morons that are putting their balls on fire on social media, that have millions of followers, who don't care if you're funny.
Thanks to Steve-O and I mean that started before social media.
That's literal.
But that's why they do it, so they can have millions of followers that can pay to go see this idiot in a movie, but they don't have talent. So the
that's
movies
still from like 20 years ago, though.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, but it's just that's what's happening in Hollywood now.
No, but that was just them, and that was it. And
what they did was so cutting edge.
Right.
Because remember, this is before social media.
That's what I'm saying.
They were on MTV acting like jackasses, and we all tuned in. That was a precursor.
By
of what was
the
to
way,
come.
I never tuned in. I'm just saying.
No, I'm sorry. We used to watch that religiously every week.
Did you ever?
Don't
it's
say.
It's a guy thing, Nora. You got.
I know. I gotta have balls to put it on fire.
That's a good.
Understand it.
That's a good point. Baze, did you ever see the Tom Green show when? Well, I'm not talking about the MTV one. When he was doing it on YouTube, he was one of the first people to do an internet show, and Rogan was on there.
Yeah.
And he planted the seed into Rogan. He said, he goes, you can do one of these. Why don't you do one of these?
Yeah.
And then Rogan started a year later.
Yeah.
So even, the clip is up. You guys can see it on YouTube somewhere. It's just punching Tom Green, Joe Rogan. And you'll see how Joe Rogan pretty much owes his internet career, Spotify, all that to Tom Green, because Tom Green gave him the idea to do it. And
dude, I remember that night at the Comedy Store when Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan used to hang out in the parking lot all the time, and when we used to do our shows, I used to go back there. You'd be like just chilling.
Bro, they got into it at the Comedy Store, and it's online. Whoever hasn't seen it can see it.
Yeah. I remember that.
At the Comedy Store, and
No,
it was
Joe Rogan and
Mencia.
Carlos Mencia.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Mencia was booked.
He
okay.
ended Mencia.
And Mencia's done.
Joe Rogan ended him.
No, Mencia ended Mencia. I'll tell you guys what happened.
But I know, but I mean, that he was stealing jokes.
No,
but
not at the time. He was. Look, this is what happened.
I saw the clip.
Let
It's
him
not.
finish.
It's not that. The backstory is this.
Yeah.
Okay, Mencia owes his career to Dave Chappelle first of all. Okay, because without Dave Chappelle canceling the Chappelle show,
Yeah.
there would be no Mencia.
Right.
Okay,
Mind
of
of
Mencia.
Mencia, yeah.
Yeah. So he gets popular because of Comedy Central. The management at Comedy Store at the time said, fuck, he's popular. Let's bring him in here and bring him into the club and we can sell some tickets. It's a good business move. The problem is the comics at the Comedy Store didn't respect Mencia.
Sure.
They don't like him.
Yeah.
Okay. And Joe Rogan one night said, I've had enough. And Joe Rogan has been a career Comedy Store comic for
Right.
years.
Right.
I mean, decade before even I stepped foot on that fucking stage. And he fucking calls him out that night, brings up Ari Shaffir. They freaking put him on the spot.
Ari Shaffir's funny.
They put him on, yeah, Ari's very funny. He put him on the spot and then they fucking canned Joe. They canned Joe. They chose Mencia over
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Well, he had a show. At
He
the
got
time.
banned. So and a lot of the other comics, they're texting me. They're saying, you got to get over to the store right now. I'm like, dude, I have a 10 o'clock spot at the Laugh Factory. I can't leave. So I waited to do my spot, got in my car, drove straight over there. It was already done.
They wanted
and
you
then
to
we
save
saw it
him
on
over there?
YouTube. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's on YouTube right now, so you can watch it.
Like, fuck, we missed the fireworks, man.
yeah, it was good.
But I mean, like you said, Mencia ended Mencia because he didn't have his own show
No,
going.
he was
if
stealing
you
material.
are branded
He's
a
stealing
joke
material.
thief, you are done. You are done. You will never get the respect of fellow stand-up comics. Nobody will respect you, and it's over.
Freaking Trevor
Honestly,
Noah.
I think he was so.
He stole from Russell.
he was
That's what
all
I'm
funny
saying.
anyway.
Yeah.
Russell and Trevor
He stole
Noah.
from Russell in the South Africa Comedy Festival.
Russell Peters.
Russell
yeah.
Peters.
Yeah. Trevor Noah stole his backward accent.
Look.
thing,
I'll
joke.
be the first to say this. Okay, there are certain times where a premise of a joke can be said different
Of
ways.
course.
Because of common ethnic backgrounds. Like, I'll give you an example. If I'm doing a joke about my Armenian mother and Maz Jobrani does a joke about his Persian mother,
yeah.
it's going to sound somewhat similar.
yeah.
Okay? You get the pass on that. But if you go out of your way to legit plagiarize Bill Cosby's bits, and one of the funniest bits he's ever done before he became a rapist. Okay.
Hey, that wasn't proven.
Oh, come on, dude.
Hey, he's out of jail. Bro.
All right, I'm not going to get into that, dude.
Plus, we can't use that word on YouTube.
Dude,
Pudding.
you could see this too online. If you
Chocolate pudding.
If you go do Jello chocolate pudding pop. But if you go
I agree, Rob. I don't think he's funny either. But anyway,
if you
not
go
funny.
online and you like anybody who's seen Bill Cosby's special himself, I think it's one of the best specials ever because of two things. He talks about different stuff. He talks about family life, and he doesn't use the curse word once.
yeah, he's
Groundbreaking.
Bill Cosby's funny.
He's a very funny man. Okay?
Stand up, he was funny.
There was a joke there where he talks about. He goes, "I had a son, and I put him on that tree, that he gets big enough, and he doesn't want to hit me, and I put him in college football, and he goes out to a big school, and he goes out and he catches a ball, and doesn't even bother to get out of the way, he just runs over everybody, and you're standing there. He scored a touchdown. There's TV on clouds and everybody, and the camera goes on him, and he says, "Hi, Mom."
That's hilarious.
It's a great joke.
That's a great joke.
It's a great joke. And,
That's a great joke.
And Mencia stole it. He stole that bit, and that was the beginning of the end for this guy. He stole it word for word verbatim. The only thing
He
he
was
changed
not funny at all,
No,
period.
the only thing he changed was instead of "Hi, Mom," he goes, "I love you, Mom."
which is why it sucked.
Exactly. I couldn't believe it when I saw that. I'm like, this guy's done.
yeah, dude. Yeah. Well,
By the way, I haven't done Cosby in years.
and we haven't heard from him in years. Mencia.
That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like Mencia could have a good comeback if he just gets a good coach on his side. Hey,
So, what are you coaching?
so right now my signature program
Yeah.
is marriage rehab.
Marriage rehab.
Yeah.
We have a lot of friends that could probably use that.
Oh, everyone can use it.
2025 is a year of divorces, man.
Oh my God, I strongly urge everyone to try this out.
Yeah.
Now, look, I don't know anyone else that's doing marriage rehab. I'm doing marriage rehab, all right, with my clients.
Yeah.
And I've had successful clients
Define marriage rehab, Nar.
Okay, so it's not for people.
For Ara's sake.
No, I want to know because like,
Yeah, what is marriage rehab?
what is marriage rehab?
What is it? Okay, so
He's
it's
like,
for
I've
when
been
you're
waiting
not
for
done.
this.
Okay.
It's for when you're not done with your marriage. You want to work it out. You don't want to get a divorce. You know that you want to work it out for the kids. You know that you have a lot of liabilities tied with each other. You know that this is something that can be worked out, but you just don't know how to work it out. Well, here I am.
Okay.
I come in.
Are your clients mostly ethnic?
I have different ethnicities. It doesn't matter.
Okay, no, the reason
Yeah.
why I'm asking is if it's Armenian or an Arab married couple,
Doesn't matter.
the men are still stuck in 1975. And it's very
guess what?
tough for the
They're not
new
my
women.
clients.
Yeah, but it's very tough for the new women to accept the old guard of the man. So that's why I think a lot of the marriages now are failing.
A lot of marriages are failing because people aren't honest with each other.
Well, that too.
Just that.
Yeah.
Just that. And they're not honest with each other when they have to be. They're not honest with each other when, they're asked to be honest. And they
I think it's social media.
well that's
That's
a
like a
cause for dishonesty.
huge part of it.
What is about it that is so bad?
I think that as far as like fidelity goes, social media kills it. That's the way I think.
I think the person who's not faithful kills it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, but the temptation is a lot more now than it was when 20 years ago when, our parents or even us when we were younger. It was none of that. Now it's like no one wants to stay faithful anymore.
I feel like people are cheating with their minds more.
Yeah, but you know what it says in the Bible.
Yeah. Well, see, then that's why people don't know what it says in the Bible, and that's why they're doing
exactly.
It's funny you bring that up.
Exactly.
Dude,
I agree. They don't know. There's no. That's the thing. Like I think that if a lot of people say, "Oh no, we have too much religion." No, we don't have enough religion.
Yeah.
We put religion back in school. We put the Bible
Okay,
back
look,
in school. People
Not
read
religion,
Can,
Jesus.
can I just say
I understand,
something?
but I say religion because if I say Jesus now, it's like okay, oh, he's a Jesus freak. I don't want that. I want people I want them to follow the tenets of the Bible.
Can I
They
say
say we can rap about anything except for Jesus.
can I chime in here in defense of
Kanye.
Can I chime in defense of the XY chromosomes for a second here?
Let's do it. Why do we need defending?
No, it's not that. It's just okay.
Or
It's
you
like
need defending?
no. Sometimes fights are just manifested from absolute
Nothing.
nothingness. Okay, like I'll give you an example. And I always say I don't care if I said because I said it in my act years ago. We were married about a year. Got into a fight with Angie, and before I went to bed, I don't like to go to bed arguing, so I said I'm really sorry, and she said okay. We went to bed. All right. Next morning, I wake up. I go, "Good morning." She goes, "How could you?" I go, what I do? She goes, "You know what you did last night." I'm like, "What did I do?" I said, "Sorry, I slept next to you for 8 hours and we woke up." She goes, "You cheated on me." I go, "Huh?"
In my dream.
She goes, "In my dream, you cheated on me with another girl." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Now I'm going to be held accountable for something that happened in your subconscious?
Exactly.
That's hilarious because it's true.
That's why we're built different.
That's like, it's like that meme.
You're lucky you didn't get punched in the guts while you were asleep.
It's
that's
like
for sure.
Harry. It's like that meme with the married couple in bed, and the woman's like, "I bet you he's thinking about women."
Oh, yeah.
And the guy's like something random, like,
No, he's like,
if Luke's hand was metal, why did it disappear when he died?
No, he's like this. He's like, if I change the exhaust,
Ladies,
he's definitely thinking about her.
Ladies, I hate to break it to you, but we are very one-dimensional creatures. It doesn't take much. I mean, it just...
Man, that is the
We're
excuse.
not that complex.
That's the excuse most men use
it's true.
to not develop in ways that they can. So, for example, when you say it happens from nothing, it does happen from something. It's just something that you haven't acknowledged.
No, it's something that means something to the woman.
Yeah.
It
and
means
not to the
nothing
man.
to us. Yeah.
That's the point I'm trying to
I
make.
agree there.
Yeah.
It's like
I agree there.
okay, like, oh hey, go get some groceries. Okay, I love you too. Bye. Boom. 5 seconds later. Okay, I forgot to say add some toilet paper. Okay, bye. Boom. I get home. You didn't say I love you on the second phone call. Really? It's already implied. It's
Well,
like
just look at it this way: as men who have women, who have wives, who have significant others waiting for home, you're not married to your homie. You know what I'm saying? Your homie might not need you to
you can marry
say,
your
"I love
homie
you."
these days. You all see those Instagram reels?
Oh my God. He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
What I'm trying to
Homies
say,
be getting married.
I saw a meme today. It's travel. Never mind. It's probably not appropriate. I don't know who's watching. Anyway, we'll leave the meme in my head.
It's everybody over 18. We ain't got no kids watching.
It's okay.
Except
Okay,
my
I'll say
son
it.
tomorrow,
I'll
he'll
say
watch
it.
it.
Oh
He
my
watches
God.
all the podcasts.
Never
It's
mind.
hilarious.
Okay, his son watches.
Who cares? Say it. He's heard worse.
He's heard words from him. That's what I was going to say.
Fine. I'll say it.
He's heard way worse from Base.
In regards to the homies, it's like these sperm is swimming up like a canal, and they're like, we've been swimming for hours. Where is this egg? And then like it pans out to two homies in bed together.
That's a good one. I hadn't seen that one.
All right, I said it.
Okay.
Okay, look, you're not married to your homie. You're not walking into your homie. Like you're walking into your wife, to your wife.
Sure.
Okay? Just imagine your daughter is waiting for you to come home and to give your sweetness, your manliness, all right? Your manliness to the women in your home.
Yes.
That's what we look for. We look for the manliness as it comes home. We want that. We crave that. We need it.
I think inherently
and
you're
just like-
100% right, but society is trying to
forget
teach.
about society.
That's what I'm just saying. That's why there's a lot of like breakdown between men and women
why we have marriage
because
rehab.
of society.
That's why we have marriage rehab.
There's a lot of friction with the dismantling of the nuclear family.
As a matter of fact, Ani just brought this up, which is exactly right. She goes, today's men and women have convoluted gender roles. They don't value tradition. Moreover, they actually fight against conventional roles in an effort to adhere to modern interpretations of wife and husband. She's absolutely right.
Absolutely,
I mean,
Ani. Look, we all come from a different time and a place.
If we had religion, we wouldn't have that problem.
Look,
and when I say religion, obviously I mean
Harry,
Christian.
our generation of men come from a different time and a place where the phrase "we blew a tranny" means something totally different.
Completely different. By the way,
I'm choking.
This show,
drinking my beer.
100% now, Basil, 100%. Why is it always our shows with Nar get taken down? Because this one's going to get taken down too. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it now.
Dude,
What? I'm talking about transmissions, man.
transmission.
I know, but you can't. We can't say this stuff on YouTube. We'd have to go to Rumble. We need to go to Rumble to do these shows now.
That's what I ended up doing with my show. My podcast got canceled because we were on YouTube banned us. So now I'm on Rumble. Nobody watches Rumble, so nobody watches my podcast.
That's the problem. That's why we don't want to go to Rumble, because nobody watches it.
It's okay. We got to think of
All they watch
keywords.
is Russell Brand and Steven Crowder on there. Nothing else. I mean,
Russell Brand moved to Rumble, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
I used to watch him on Instagram years ago.
and Steven Crowder's on there, and Candace is on there.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much
Okay, we're
it.
in good company.
Yeah, but you don't have viewers on Rumble.
Yeah, we don't have viewers
the
on
problem.
YouTube.
Yeah, that's true.
We got at least we have like 7 right
No,
now.
we got good viewership right now. What is it, like 7 people?
I mean,
I'm glad you liked it, Ani.
we're getting comments. 6 now, but whatever. I'll take it. 6 more than Rumble. You know, that's the problem, though.
But the point, going back to marriage rehab, because I feel like it's very important, and we can't just steamroll this. Married couples need to recognize that they made a vow to each other.
Sure.
And sometimes we need tools in between our marriage. It's from 0 to 100, let's say. That's the time span of your marriage, let's say. And you're on level 30. You need to tune up, you need to get into what is that lane when NASCAR, when they get into the
pit lane?
Yeah. You got to get into the pit lane, and you got to get some tune-ups, and you got to get fixed up, and you got to, and I'm not talking about going into therapy for years and years, because that's what these therapists want to do. I have a bone to pick with therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists. I'll be down to debate you any day and time, because I don't believe in any of the thing that you do, because you regurgitate information, you withhold information, you don't send people to their breakthroughs when you're supposed to, because you're following protocol and you're following the laws and whatever you're held liable to, and that's what you're concerned about. You don't concern yourself about the client per se. You concern how you protect yourself first and foremost. And I feel like
doctors in general, Nar.
Sure, but right now we're talking about psychologists and psychiatrists themselves, and that's why I feel like coaching, as much as you want to berate it, I feel like coaches have a different perspective on things. We're not going into the indoctrination camps and coming out regurgitating information from textbooks that have been written by people who want to keep you down. I'm coming in from a life experience. I'm coming from life experience from having gone through a divorce, from having remarried, from having been an atheist to having gone to, being a
Believer.
warrior for Christ.
Yeah.
It's not even just believing.
I
It's
mean,
like I'm on the mission.
Being an atheist and then being a believer, that's a huge difference
Sure.
right there.
But now I'm
Yeah.
like promoting Christ
Right.
and I'm like nonstop talking about him. And I want people to know that because of my experiences and understanding as a coach, I have way more to offer for my clientele because I have way more skin in the game for them to win.
Sure.
I don't want you to come to be my client for like years and years. Nope. I want you to be my client even one day and you're chilling, your perspective's shifting.
Yep.
And every day that we're together, we're working together, your perspective's shifting to the point where you are now healing yourself. I had a client today, a client call. I usually do an hour and a half. Like that's the time I allot. She's like, I'm 20 minutes into it. She's like, dude, I got what I needed. Thank you so much. And that's what I want. I don't need to prolong it, nor do I need to withhold information to
So you can get paid more.
exactly. I am
For the
more
longest time,
interested-
I thought LMFT meant licensed mother effing therapist.
It's LFMT, man. Isn't
It's
it?
LMFT.
Is it LMFT?
Yeah.
licensed marriage
The
family, therapist.
Okay.
Yeah, because like
I'm a licensed mother.
I guarantee you.
Got my PhD, dog, pimping hose degree. Got 90s up in this bitch.
She was all serious. It was just like the beers are starting to kick in. I think.
It is. I ran out of beer, but
I'll get you one.
Oh, okay. Cool. I should have gotten the cup too, so that way it doesn't look like I'm drinking too many beers.
The war night.
You want one of those giant beer glasses?
No thanks. No thanks. Yeah, marriage rehab, everybody. I urge you and I encourage you to try it out. Because what else are you going to lose, you know? And you have a lot to lose. You have a family, you have your marriage, you have your businesses, you have your house, you have your whatever you have together that's tied in. Why would you not want to fix it? And guess what? It's so easily fixable. So fix it before you file. That is my main goal, because when you believe in Christ and you know that marriage is sacred, you want to help other people preserve it as well. Christ is in my marriage. It didn't used to be before. That's why I got a divorce. Christ is in my marriage. It's a bond. It's a glue. And it's a guide. And I would not trade this perspective for anything in the world. I love having gone through everything I've gone through to be here where I am today, because I feel like that is the testimony that's going to help people who are, maybe struggling with their belief, who are struggling with their relationships, who are struggling with their own personal lives. And I feel like, sometimes, it's, like I said earlier, it's harder to dive straight into the Bible. So you want a guy to get you, foot through the door. And by the way, I'm doing Bible studies right now.
That's awesome.
It's
good for you.
My 6th week.
Okay.
And these women have already seen transformation and are applying it in their lives, because I do coaching with the Bible.
Yeah.
So it's not just we're reading and stuff.
Yeah, you apply.
Yeah.
Harry,
We're applying.
did you see the chat real quick?
What?
Look at what Rob Gone Sailing said. It's a great idea. It's like Love Line.
Oh, yeah.
Get Nor on board for a marriage therapy session for 1 hour.
Ani's
I'd
right,
love
though.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I'd love to collaborate with you guys more if you have
Let's
time.
do it.
Sure, but I mean, we have to get you the jacket first. You gotta
Book me.
No, we'll do it. No worries. What you're doing your own podcast too, though. So when is your podcast?
So, all right. So my podcasts were on Monday nights.
Monday nights. Okay.
I've been podcasting on Instagram Live
I know.
since 2020,
Yeah, you've
but
been
I went into a studio recently.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the studio kind of dismantled, but it's okay because right now I'm in a hiatus mode and I'm here with you guys instead. So I'm trying to do other podcasts while I'm, building my podcast. But Bad Moms 2.0 is going to come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, baby.
Just right now, I'm raising my baby. I had a baby, a year ago.
Hey, congrats.
Yeah,
I think I already congratulated you. But
I have a daughter now.
I'll say it
I'm
again.
so glad I'm out of the diaper phase, but good for you, Nor.
Thank you. No, I'm telling you, if I had this perspective sooner, I would have probably had 10 more babies. Just because, it's that hard.
What does it feel like to have a daughter as a woman? No,
No,
there's
right.
a reason why I'm asking this,
I wanna hear
because
this.
when you're a father and you have a son, it's a
Oh, okay, I
pride
get it,
thing,
I get it.
right? When I had my daughter, I cried for like 30 minutes.
That's
in,
cute.
In the exit room, I just kept staring at her. So what does it feel like for a mother to have a
So before I say that, I just want to say, do you see what I mean? That's what women want. That's what the women want of their men in their home, to be like so gushy over them. Like that's what melts our hearts.
Yeah.
You don't have to be gushy out there in the world, but when you come in, you don't have to be hard either. You be gushy to the women in your life and you'll be so happy.
Yeah.
All right. As far as having a daughter, I have 2 sons, and having her, it's an amazing loop that has been closed, I want to say, because it's a reflection of me, and I look at her as a reflection of me, and it's kind of narcissistic, but that's how we're built as human beings. We're narcissistic in nature.
Yeah.
Just depends on what you're doing with your narcissism. Is it toxic?
Well, you
Is it
can't have
healthy?
narcissists without nar.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Am I wrong?
Not at all. Not at all. I love having my daughter. I love being a mother to a girl.
Yeah.
I love being a mother to my sons too, but maybe this perspective now that I'm older,
it's a different motherly, maternal thing, right?
Yeah.
Like raising them differently.
just because of the lifestyle has changed drastically. I work from home now. I'm with her 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like I'm breastfeeding her, meaning like I've just been 24 hours a day with her.
Yeah.
Providing everything. And with my sons, I didn't have that opportunity because I was working 12 hours a day,
Yeah.
and they were being taken care of by family, thank
Yeah.
God. So it's just a different perspective. I was an atheist back then.
I have a
believer now,
question. I have a question. I don't think we've ever talked about this. What brought you around? What made you change your whole life view? You know, like,
Good question.
because we used to go back and forth back in the day. Like, I used to throw quotes at you and biblical passages, and you'd be like, I don't believe that. I mean, whatever.
What's funny is that this is all via text, and now he's like telling me how he heard me say it online.
Yeah, that's what I was like, you know? Because it's like, you know, I'm like rage typing. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I want to answer one of the questions. Joe, we're working on it. We're in the process of getting multicams. So
Yes, we are.
After the hiatus, we had a lot of meetings, and we're a lot of big things coming to the podcast.
Yeah, we've got
so stay tuned.
producers, we've got directors coming,
Yeah.
we've got full film crews that are going to be. No, bro, it's just going to be us, but we're going to put a couple more cameras. Unless there's someone watching that wants to help us with all that.
Because they want to zoom into my face.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. So, yeah. Getting back to my question though.
Okay, well,
If you don't want to,
No,
I mean, it's
what
on
do you
you.
mean?
Whatever you
Like,
want to talk about.
the- why are we here?
What Harry wants to know is, when did you have your come to Jesus
No,
moment?
what I want to know is, what did I say that actually made a point?
It has
made
nothing
a
to do
dent?
with you narcissist.
What are you talking
Who's
about?
a narcissist?
I'm not a narcissist. I'm a narcissist. I'm
Not everything's
itchy.
about you, Harry. Let's hear Nor's story. Stop being a narcissist.
No, but seriously, bro, you don't know
you're
base.
going to be an arsonist.
Hey, hold on. That's
Artist.
a felony. That's a
Oh, yeah.
felony. Don't tell the fire department.
Arsonist.
No,
You guys,
Baze, you don't know how many conversations we've had. Like,
I can imagine.
Years.
I
Yeah,
can imagine,
so
but
that's
I don't
why.
think it had to do with you.
okay, bro, relax.
That's why I want to hear Nar's story.
so Harry's not the first one to say that, by the way. Like, a lot of people think that they had their finger mixed up in me becoming a believer. So,
But I'm the only one that had a valid point to say it.
no, but I want to give credit where credit is due. People believed that I could be saved.
Yeah.
All right, that's what Harry was doing ultimately. He's like, this girl doesn't know what she's talking about. Like, she needs to be saved. She needs to be reunited with Jesus. And like, maybe his way was in a way where I was like very rebellious towards it, but also I was just very rebellious.
Yeah.
You know, and so when my rebellion led me to nowhere, I realized that it was me and this like wall of nowhere land. Like, I got to nowhere land, and I was like, dude, this doesn't make any more sense to me. My life is not reflecting how I want it to reflect. Like, I'm losing money. I got a divorce. I'm like going through the motions, but also at the same time, I was getting closer to God because of, the pit I was in.
Sure.
So pretty much rock bottom spiritually. I felt that I was
Yeah.
rock bottom
You're
spiritually.
void inside.
Yeah. And I feel like that's what sparked my search.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this wasn't it. This wasn't the angle. This didn't lead me to where I wanted to go. And
Yeah.
I didn't even know where I wanted to go because I was going around in circles.
Let me ask you a question. How did you end up being an atheist? Because a lot of my high school friends in the 90s with the whole goth shit that happened, a lot of people became atheists in the 90s. So was it because of circumstances or is it because peer pressure from friends and all that stuff?
I don't think she could be peer pressure.
No, yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. Like, was it
She's not,
circumstance?
she's not
or
one of
was
those
it-
people.
Yeah.
I wanted to belong to a group of people because that's my human
Right.
nature.
Yeah.
All right. And the group of people I chose to belong to were people who were also rebellious.
So there you go. So it was peer pressure.
No.
No, it was
I found my peeps.
Okay, so if you're saying I found a group of rebellious people because I'm rebellious,
'cause
but
I
I
didn't-
joined them, that's also peer pressure.
No,
Good
no,
for
hold
them.
on. Here's
No, I
this
didn't
is-
get jumped in or
this
anything.
is
I
what you're
chose
not
to like.
getting.
It's not a clique, man. It's not a
Base,
gang.
I don't think you're understanding. I'm actually getting. She's already in that mindset.
Okay.
So now she finds people that are like in the same mindset. Okay, I'll just hang out with these people because they think like me.
Okay, you know what you guys sound like? You sound like the South Park goth kids. Stop being conformist, bro. Now come back here with me and
No,
dress in
it's
black and smoke cigarettes and drink coffee. Come on.
It's all conformity to an extent. But
Of
like
course, but you don't know that at the time.
my interests were different than the people that were around me because I was the only atheist I knew.
Okay.
I was the only atheist I knew. I was already an atheist, and then when I found out there was a group of Armenian people who were
There's
atheists,
a lot of them that I knew in the 90s.
I was like, dude. But
you know, they were the first ones to yell Jesus Christ when shit hit the fan. Just saying. Just saying.
you're only an atheist when shit goes until shit goes down.
Yeah, and I was like the, the biggest skeptic Christian ever, but I was a Christian. Like
Yeah.
I'm the one that always asked questions, always dug deep, and that made me become more faithful because I got answers. Because I mean I've read the Bible front to back like maybe 3 times, bro.
Yeah.
So like I don't show it. I'm not the type where I'm going out and preaching to the world, but I know my Bible. So it's like because I'm very like not only skeptical, I'm also like practical. I like things to make sense. So if I see something and then like it doesn't make sense to me, then I need to research it and find out why it doesn't make sense and where these questions are coming from and what kind of answers are out there. So like I'm that kind of guy. That's why I'm so interested in politics too. That's why I'm so interested in social issues and in anything like I'm not the type of guy where I'm like, I don't care, man. Let them do what they want.
Harry, in the
You know?
words of Sean Connery in Last Crusade,
Here we go.
you must believe, boy. At some point, you just gotta believe, dude.
No, but
Take
the
that
point,
leap of
the
faith
only
like-
reason I'm
like
saying it
Indiana Jones did.
is because it's like as I was learning, I was a youth leader growing up. I was in church. I was a coach, not like you as an actual basketball coach.
I can't believe you used the word actual.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Like
that's
an
demeaning to
actual-
no,
No. I meant like an actual sports.
I meant like something real, you know?
No,
like
that's
something
not
you
what
made
I
up
mean.
in the middle of the
when,
night.
Listen, when someone says coach, you don't think of the first thing a life coach. You don't think that. You think like sports. You know
I
what
think
I mean?
life coach.
Yeah, because now you have someone sitting next to you that's a life coach, and you want to sound like a little girl. So yeah, that's what you say. Yeah.
No, listen. When you're a coach, we're listening. When you were a coach, go on.
No.
When you're an actual coach,
Sports coach. Okay.
Oh, I like that
basketball.
better.
Okay. So like the whole point was I grew up in the church and every time that even when I wasn't the one leading, actually even more when I wasn't the one leading, I'd have questions. So I'd always do research, and that helped me draw closer to Christ, closer to God.
for sure.
And that's when I was on fire for some point. Like now I'm just like, okay, I still believe obviously, but it's not, I don't go out and, yell to the world that what I believe in.
What do you mean you don't go to the corner on Sunday
No, I
mornings
don't
and
do
like
it.
preach
Not
with your
anymore.
microphone?
I stopped. I don't do that anymore.
Look, here's the thing. Like, in this country, in this day and age, it's sad to say that every religious extreme, and I don't want to use the word extreme, but if you have an Arab person yell Allahu Akbar, okay, at a downtown bar, you're fucking running, okay? If
If they just have an accent and they want to say bar?
Okay, I get
I'm
it.
at the
I get it.
bar.
I'm at the bar, and you hear Allahu Akbar, and you're fucking running. But like the same applies. This stigma of the right wing Christian, like Jesus saves, brother. God bless you. You're gonna run away from this guy because he's a fanatic.
Right. But the thing
That's the stigma
Right.
of this country
I'm
right
a
now.
fanatic.
I get it, Nar, but I'm just saying in generalities,
it's crazy. We've kind of like
people say
switched
God bless
roles.
you. That's an insult now.
We've switched roles. Like when we first, the thing is, at that point, I had already like I knew, like I had all the knowledge I needed at that point. I mean, you're learning every day. I shouldn't say it that way, but I was at a point where I thought I knew a lot.
Yeah.
So when I thought I knew a lot, and this new thing came out, social media, Facebook came out. So and now I'm on Facebook, and there's all kinds of like theological debates going on. I'm like, oh yeah, man, I'm in here. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom. And then like people start commenting. I don't even know how you and I started going back and forth, but
yeah.
I figure like it was one of those debates.
Had to be
one of those debates. So when I see someone that I think is so wrong, and like I have the information,
he has to say it. He has to teach them a lesson.
It's not teacher. I feel like God is leading me to like at least give it a shot. To give them an opportunity. If I don't say it, who's going to say it? If they have to hear this.
Well, like Nar said, you can't save someone until they hit rock bottom and decide to save themselves.
Not really.
So look, everything
it's
you
not
did,
you anything. It's not you anyway.
Look,
it's God working through you. So you don't know the timing. You don't know when it's going to happen. So you do it at all times. Whenever you get an opportunity to preach the word of God, you have to do it.
Okay, Nar, I think he's asking for a thank you. And then just
I want to shout out Harry.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I want to shout out DJ Harry for being a beacon of light in my darkest days. When I was an atheist, he gave me hope and fueled my fire so that I can turn to Jesus. Amen.
Amen. I was just telling you what God had shown me. That's it. No, that's all.
And I wasn't being facetious either. I was saying like a lot of people feel like they had a lot to do with my believing, and some people are more vocal than others. Sure. Harry.
That's another thing. I'll hit you over the head if I have to. I'm like that way. I'm not the type where I'm just gonna be like, I should be nice. No, you're wrong. I'll tell you, you're wrong to your face. This is not what the way it is. I mean, I wish I could bring up a specific example. I can. If we go back to 2010, 2011, 2012 Facebook, we have threads of back and forth. Yeah.
I've been called an antichrist a few times.
I've never called you that.
Not by you, by other people who thought they could save me.
Evil thing to say.
Yeah, I've never said that.
I got baptized with a cross upside down on my on my head. My aunt, she sewed a cross on our hoodies. She had made a hoodie.
Yeah.
This is Armenia, 1986.
Yeah.
So like we're at Gerhard trying to get baptized, and then like there's video footage of me too. So when the hoodie's down, like it's a normal cross, like from the back when you look at it, and then when you put it over your head, it's an Antichrist cross over my head.
Oh my God.
So I never even really got baptized. So like obviously I turned into an atheist. You want to know how far back we're going? That's how far back. 1986.
1986. Awesome. What? You weren't even born there. Relax.
Oh my God, I was 2 years old. Do the math. Let's see, whoever gets the date right, or year I was born.
I've got it, but I'm not going to say.
No, like we're trying to increase chat.
No, we got a few people in here going back and forth, so we're good. Yeah.
Harry's going around clubbing atheists on their head. You bad. God good.
You know what? I can't deny that. I probably was doing that. So, and like caveman voice, the way Ani said it. You bad. God good.
That sounded more like a Russian mobster.
Seriously.
Whatever. It's fine.
You guys, I have one thing that I'm doing too. I want to share with everyone.
Let's hear it.
It's called a Narflix special, and it's not what you think. It's a play on Netflix. Narflix special. It's going to be my own comedy, coaching, and couples night. I'm doing a whole
When?
And I want to invite you too. I've invited Harry.
Okay.
I want to invite you and your lovely wife.
I'm there.
Oh my God, love you.
That should be fun.
So, yeah. I'll tell you the details later, but it's going to be for couples coaching. So I'm going to introduce marriage rehab.
Are we going to Lake Tahoe? Because all these marriage retreats always happen in Lake Tahoe.
Do we have to buy a vacation house?
You know what?
Timeshare?
I'm actually going to create something like that on my timeshare. Yeah.
That's very intuitive. I mean, creative, I guess.
Yeah. No, rehab, couples coaching retreats are amazing. If you're doing it with the right people. Otherwise, you're just going to go there and come back more disillusioned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing that I'm doing, it's more of a comedy show.
Okay.
Not more of a. It is a comedy show, but it's an interactive comedy show.
Okay.
So the crowd is going to be couples, and I will be coaching them from the stage.
Okay.
But of course, it's gonna be funny. I mean, like you guys already saw. It's gonna be hilarious because it's gonna be true, and people are going to interact. So
I'm in.
I'd love to have you. Harry's already coming.
I'm coming. I'm going.
I'm gonna put him with a couple.
No,
Hopefully,
you got to say it like Donald, Harry. You're like, don't come. Don't come. Oh, I'm going to come. I'm coming. I'm going to come. I love that clip with the Harrison Trump.
he's so good.
See, social media has some of its perks.
No. Social media is good if you use it in a good way.
We would have never met each other.
No, we
if
wouldn't
not
have.
for
No,
social
no.
Dude,
media.
I wouldn't have met Angie if it wasn't for social media. She found me on Facebook. She goes, so you're an Armenian comic? What's that like? She ends up coming to my birthday party, and that was it. The same night, I'm like, I'm marrying this woman.
But then again, I met some
love that.
disasters because of social media too. Let's not go there. But anyway.
I mean, isn't that life? Such is life. You know, like I said, the AI regurgitates what you feed it.
Yeah.
All right. So
For now.
the AI is you. So this is why we have to shift the AI's perspective about humanity too.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
why
it's on us.
I thought of Gurgen when you said shift.
In reverse,
Oh, my God.
forward,
Let's
or
go back to
reverse.
2014.
No, the only reason is
Shifted,
because
shifted.
my buddy Eric Shane just put a song out and he's in it and he's shifting it.
Oh, God.
Wait, is this a new song? Or
Yeah,
is
it
that-
just came out last week.
Have we hit the 16th minute? Have we hit the 16th minute yet?
What is
What,
that?
15 minutes of
Yeah.
fame?
Jeez.
We're on like the 33rd at this point.
My God.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
15 minutes
It's
of
a
fame.
fame.
Oh. Okay, so guys, I know we could talk on, and I can't understand how it lasts so long. Must have superpowers.
How far have we gone so far? Hour and 10 minutes? 20 minutes?
But I feel like my baby's like waiting for me back
We
home.
got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
We got a newborn. We got a newborn in the house. We got to go.
She's a year old.
Yeah. Well, okay. Is it still a newborn at a year old?
I mean, it's fairly new compared to us.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. As long as they're still in diapers, I think they're newborns.
All right, so should we wrap it up? Up to you guys.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it.
All right, well, thanks for coming, Nar.
Thanks for coming, Nar. Always a pleasure.
My
Two-way.
pleasure.
Two-way. You're two-way from the jacket.
I need you guys to do that marriage counseling thing. We could.
Do you? Is there
totally
something
call
you want to
in.
like?
Harry, you can bring a date to that.
That's fine. We'll figure it out.
Is that what?
Is there like for that event? Are there tickets or what are you doing?
So I'm only
Okay.
doing invite only for
Okay,
now
that's what I was
because
saying.
I'm recording it. I need the footage. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
see.
for-
I see. Okay.
But
I'm assuming future events you'll have.
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This one's gonna be private event only.
Okay.
I have like space for
It's
only
a
10
private
couples.
event. That's why we're advertising it here on YouTube.
No, we're telling you about it. We're telling you about it because I don't think any of these people are going to be able to come anyway right now.
Okay.
But we're telling you about it because this is going to happen more frequently. So this is the protocol. I need a controlled audience,
Okay.
obviously.
Interesting. Very
yeah.
nice. And your book is called.
Before you die, read this.
Can we
And
say
it's
die
on-
on YouTube?
Well, we
I
can.
know on Instagram you can't say die or murder anymore.
That's why that's why I'm not getting promoted.
Yeah, you have to say unalived.
I know.
Before you're unalive,
I think you could
read
say.
this.
I think you could say die, but you can't say the K version of that. Like if the act of dying or the act of doing it to somebody. So you
Because I could be dyeing my hair. Like,
right.
are they going to take
You could
that
say
down?
die. You can say
Yeah.
die.
Well, Betty White has been dying since what 1965.
She's dead.
Yeah, well,
She's been-
I know the running joke
She's
was Betty hair
unalived.
dyed her
She's
hair. You know.
unalived.
Well, now that it wasn't going to get, removed, it's going to get removed now. We said it so many times.
I know. And
Flag this.
yeah, forget that. I mean, what he said earlier was even worse. So.
No, it was not. Stop bringing it back up. The algorithm is hearing us. Shh.
Yeah, but I'm not saying the word. So. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We appreciate
Thanks,
you
everybody.
guys. This will be up like as soon as we end the live stream.
And it'll be shut back down in the morning.
Yeah, hopefully it'll still be here tomorrow. We'll be back next month. I think we're planning on doing it once a month again. When I say we, I meant me and Baze for now, but eventually maybe we'll have a third member.
And actually, I do like that idea of Nar, that love line kind of a thing.
Yeah,
So bring
so-
Nar back on for the marriage advice.
We'd
and
have to
stuff.
change our title.
No, we
No,
don't.
you don't.
No, we don't.
It would have to be Bros and Nar.
Hey
or
man,
something.
hey, there's a lot of men in this country that consider Brews a marital aid. Okay, let's.
That's actually true.
Come on,
now.
it's part of the rehab.
Huge marital aid.
No, you don't need to change the name at all. I'm a bro too.
Okay, well that sounds good to me. So thanks for watching. Please share, like, all that stuff. I mean, everyone says it. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed.
Yeah. I went easy today. I only had 4 beers.
By the way, just so you guys know, they're like YouTube. We're not monetized. I mean, we are, but we haven't made a penny yet. So
Let's change that.
I know
together.
we need to get people in here so we can make some money, so we can up the production value, guys. That's the whole point. I want to hire someone to come in so I don't have to be doing the producing at the same time. So if we can get that, that'd be awesome. Let's just share. Let's get people to come in, and we'll try to bring you, as many good shows as we can, and we'll bring you like 1 or 2 bad ones. So, it's
so you can know which one's the good one.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't help it. I mean, we're all humans. We're not going to be perfect.
Exactly.
So,
Everyone watching, I want you to put a rating, the stars down here. Plus, it'll boost the algorithm. I mean, you're already here. Why are you not going to do it? So if you like the show, give us 5 thumbs up.
I appreciate that.
Can you do more than 1? I just did 1. No.
If you're here, like the show. If you're here, comment on it afterwards. So, this obviously helps, your favorites.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks,
We'll
everybody.
see you next time. Thank you. Y'all have a good
got
night.
it.
Bye.
Yalla,
Bros
bye.
and
Thank
Brews
you, guys.
out.
A poor boy from the backwoods, thought I never would find my way.